What made you guys pick those type of test questions for the TEIs?
That's an excellent question. In short, we have evolved our assessment process over the last few years to better assess the entry-level competency of candidates. In particular, one piece has emerged as an important element, and that's with clinical judgment. We did our ALS practice analysis recently and did the addendum to it or amendment to it. What emerged very strongly was the need to focus more on clinical judgment. And so that's where we said we have to rethink our examination. We also recognized that we were actually assessing clinical judgment in our psychomotor examination with the integrated out of hospital for paramedic. That primarily was focused on leadership, ability to run a call, communication, but most importantly, it focused on clinical judgment. So we rethought our examination. We also looked at what others in the certification industry have been doing with exams. The nursing exam, some other allied health or healthcare boards have evolved the way they think about testing, and they have started to assess clinical judgment differently. We took their lead and we followed that as well and adopted for EMS. So we started writing items and reviewing processes and doing some studies of this back in 2022. So since October of 2022, then after we wrote these items, we started pre-testing these items. So when candidates were taking the live exam, they had these new items in there so we could see how well they perform. It didn't count for against the candidate, but it did give us an opportunity to go ahead and measure how well they perform. And then we did validity studies. We looked at the reliability and the performance of these items, published some documents, which again, are available and linked on our about the examination section of the website. So the reason why we did it is certification industry kind of is going more towards this. Also, the standards for our accrediting body, National Commission on Certifying Agencies, have kind of demanded that we go away from a psychomotor examination, and we've introduced the student minimum competency as well as the new item types. All that was under the guise of how can we do our examination better, and following accreditation standards, listening to our stakeholders, and that's kind of how and why we did it.